If you have the audacity of calling yourself a video game critic and you find yourself scoring Metroid Prime 4 anything below a solid 8 out of 10, you're just a man-child out for attention. Now, on a personal level, I totally get it. Metroidvanias might not be completely your cup of tea, which is totally fine. But objectively speaking, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is an incredible Metroidvania game that uses old school game design mechanics and makes it work for a modern audience. So next time you play the freaking game, turn your screen on or your audio. Hi there fellow Nintendo gamers, my name is VeggieVulture and today I want to talk about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now this isn't my review just yet because I'm not ready to give it a final score because I just didn't finish the game yet. I'm now 5-6 hours into the game and just taking my time. Unlike those video game critics who get like a review copy, I don't know, a few hours before release and then have to spend the entire night to just rush through a game and then completely not savor it, ending up giving it a 6 out of 10 because it's too short, or a lot of it is filler content to make the game a little bit longer than it actually is. That kind of whining there is about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and it was even very apparent when the game hadn't even released yet. And I want to talk about that for just a little bit in this video, where the hate towards this game gotten so big in the weeks prior to launch from certain very big reviewers saying that there is this Mackenzie character who whines your ass off and everything. Mackenzie is actually a pretty damn likable guy. Yes, he whines a little bit, but he kind of whines a little bit in like a cute way. Like, we all have that friend who's like overly excited about everything and just constantly yabbing, but we also love the guy. That's Mackenzie, basically, to my opinion. Wait, I just came to the conclusion that I'm probably the Mackenzie of the group. And just by playing a freaking demo that has Mackenzie in it, they go in these complete rants. I'm not gonna call out the people that were doing this, but it's a 3-letter, it's G-I-N or something like that, and they were completely bashing on this Mackenzie character just to get streams on their podcast, just to get listens on their videos and that kind of stuff, while Mackenzie is just a perfectly fine character that actually, to my opinion, to my humble opinion, adds to the game, all for those precious little clicks. Speaking about clicks, I'm still giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. All you need to do is click this video when I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is only 30 more subscribers or something like that. I will be giving it away to somebody, one of my subscribers on this channel through a YouTube short, and I will be emailing you blah 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 blah. More information in the video. Now, let's just get a little bit into my first impressions of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, where people are giving it 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, some people are even giving it a 10 out of 10, but some are also giving it a 5 or a 6 or a 7 out of 10. So it's a little bit across the board for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which I think is a damn shame. Does it need to be scored as high as the first Metroid Prime game? No, it doesn't necessarily has to, because it's 2025 and there's just so many different games that kind of try to do the same thing, and back when Metroid Prime 1 released, it was just like 1 in a million games, right? There weren't a lot of games out there that were like it. Its art direction was like super special, so I'm completely, totally fine with it scoring lower than the 97, if I'm not mistaken, that Metroid Prime 1 is sitting at right now. But it is an incredible game. It needs to be your cup of tea, but it's an incredible game. Now, just a quick history lesson here. My relationship with Metroid is pretty damn fresh. I found Metroid with Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread came out and I was like, yes, that's gonna be the game. That's gonna be my first Metroid. I played it, loved it, and played every 2D Metroid there is to play outside of like the I played the remakes of Metroid 1 and 2, and then I played all of the other ones, and I absolutely adore 2D Metroid, but I had a hard time getting into 3D Metroid Prime. I played Metroid Prime 1 Remastered on my Switch, but I just stopped halfway through. I stopped. I wasn't feeling it. I recognize it objectively, because I can objectively recognize things as being great, although they're not for me, unlike some game critics out there. Objectively, it was a great game, and it's especially like when it came out and all that stuff. It was a great game. No complaining there. It deserves its 97. Really, it was just too late for me to really get into, if you know what I mean. Then Metroid Prime 4 Beyond came out. Well, it was announced and all that stuff, and I was just like, I'm gonna give this one a chance. I want to like 3D Metroid. I want to like Metroid Prime. And damn, did it deliver. Now, there's so many aspects to get into, but in a general sense, it's classic Metroid. You need to go find a thing, you need to backtrack back to the thing, then you need to go find another thing, backtrack back to the thing. All of those things are in there. The Metroidvania stuff is in there. You can only save in save rooms, and the game every now and then saves automatically at a checkpoint, like right before when you're about to do a boss battle. So they combine kind of like that old school saving at a safe spot, but also loading a checkpoint when you die from a boss kind of thing. So they kind of combine that old school saving system with the modern quality of life saving situations, which just makes for a proper experience and a more streamlined experience that respects your time. Because we're now all adults, we have jobs, we have kids, all of that stuff. So for me, sitting down for 2 or 3 hours, playing a game is a really special moment, and I want to spend that time actually playing a game and not saving from a point like where I've been and then beating all kinds of characters and all kinds of stuff again just to get to that end boss, get my ass kicked, and then need to do all of that again. I don't want to do that anymore at this day and age, so they take care of that. Then there's the audio and just the downright art direction. Now, technically, graphically, there are better games out there. There are games out there that technically look better. But damn, this game looks good. This game is the proper example of a video game studios taking an engine that might not be as strong as some other video game engines because it's a Switch 1 game. Which baffles me that this actually runs the way it does on Switch 1. I've seen it. It runs really good. For Switch 1, it runs really good. And create the art direction around that engine and actually make it perform incredibly well. When I'm playing this, I'm reminded of like older versions of, I don't know, there's some Halo in here. There is some Doom in here. There's another game that came to mind when I was playing it that's in there, but it's just Metroid, and it looks so good. And the music is incredible. It's a type of music that I will download the app for with the Nintendo Music, connect with my Bluetooth on my car, and just listen to the soundtrack. The music in like the Tesla Tower thing that I'm calling the Tesla Tower, where all the lightning strikes are happening and everything, where you get Viola, basically the bike you ride on. That there's like this somewhat hard rock. Every now and then it gets like a little metal. But then it dims down a little bit when you're walking through corridors, and then you're getting like to a point where there's like danger, and then it comes like this heavy metal song almost. Oh my freaking god, this game has me hooked. This game has me so hooked right now. Another thing that this game does very well, and it's something that a lot of games try, but it doesn't get the same effect on me for other games, but it's that sense of urgency. You can just stop playing, stand still, go to the toilet, come back, and nothing will have happened in reality. But the game has such an intense way of giving you a sense of urgency that you would rather pee your freaking pants than stop playing, because you need to go get the thing. You need to go activate the thing in order to get through this. There's this entire level you've seen probably in the trailers, or you might be playing a game where there's these lightning towers, the Tesla Tower kind of thing. You really want to move on there. You're like, I need to fix this, I need to grab this, I need to do this with the music and with the atmosphere, and then Silex shows up. Spoiler alert, Silex shows up for the second time in the game. The sense of urgency is something that a lot of games try, and some games need a timer for it. Some games are like, hey, you now have 20 seconds to do this thing, or you have 5 minutes to do this thing, which absolutely downright sucks. If you can give me, just a average dude with a controller in his hand, in his couch, and a headset on his face, if you can give me that sense of urgency without giving me a timer, you're a proper game designer. Retro Studios is doing it for me. Even in like the slower paced things, there's always this next thing. There's like, how does this door open? And then you get to the next thing, and then it's like, do I go left here or do I go right? I kind of have a feeling that if I go to the right, there's a save station there. And you're right if you do that. The game teaches you. The game gives you 2 save stations on the right hand side. The third time you come into like this hall, whatever thing, you go right instantly. You don't even think about it. You're like, oh, I'm going to the right because there's a save station there. That's game design. That is I'm sorry. That is proper freaking game design right there. So to round up this video, I guess I'm saying I love Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now, I'm not ready to give it a score because I want to finish it and take my time with it before I actually give it a score. It might drop down to an 8. I don't see it dropping anything lower to an 8, but right now, at this particular point in time, it's a freaking 10 out of 10. The visuals are intense, they're great. I'm playing it at 4K 60 on my LG OLED big-ass television screen with the lights turned off in my room and the fireplace going and a headset on my head, so I'm getting like the full experience Retro Studios wanted me to get. I'm enjoying, I'm standing still just listening to the music, and right now it's a freaking 10 out of 10 and it has me hooked. And yes, the NPCs can be a little bit of a handful, but not necessarily in a bad way. Now, I totally get where people are like, I like being alone in these games. And don't get me wrong, you are going to be alone a heck of a lot of the times in this game. And you're going to need to find your way and solve puzzles all by yourself because these NPCs are not following you around for the entire game. Although that's what a lot of reviewers and critics were letting you to believe. Now, if you want to see my review, if you want me to talk more about Metroid Prime 4, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you want to win a Pro Controller, go to the video that I've linked here somewhere. Comment on that video with why you want to win a Pro Controller, and until next video, bye-bye.